What doth we find in this brown paper receptacle? What will we find? What will we find? Hey, this is Silver Chupacabra, and I hope everybody is having a good week. I hope you're still here after that glorious Shakespearean opening. I would appreciate it. Anyway, we are looking for some nickels. Take a look at the catalog. These are the openings. You got two there. I still can't believe I haven't at least found the 1950 out of Philly, by the way. These are probably tougher silver coins to look at. You can see the mintages there as opposed to this one that got minted probably, what? Well, it's over 10 times as much. And then you got the 39s, the infamous key dates in the 39s. I do have that 38D. That's cool. Really thought, not this one. Yeah, it was this one. I really thought this one was going to be one of the D's or S's because it is such in good condition. I have not found a Buffalo nickel in at least 5 months, I believe it is, since November. V nickel, well, that's always kind of, it's, you're just lucking out with that. Buffalo nickels, I see people finding those on their sites all the time. Wouldn't mind some Civil War nickels. Don't even care, to be honest, whether these two, I would like these two, but Civil War nickels are always nice to find. Semi-key dates, varieties. How about the infamous spear bison? That's it. Sorry, I had a hard time thinking about that one. All those would be welcome. There's the box. Let's go ahead and take a look at the top. So here's the top. Let's take a look. Oh man, and right away I'm looking at one here. I'm already going to make the bet here on this video. 46, 47, 48, or 49. It doesn't have a big mint mark. It's a Civil War nickel. Anyway, we've got a few newbies in here, that's for sure. Enders. Some interesting older looking ones. Seeing a little bit of Rings of Death on here too. Johnny Cash right there. Ooh, syphilis. Syphilis is not funny, folks, but it is when it's on a coin. Some interesting ones. There's another Ring of Death on there, but there's some older looking ones here. No Buffalo nickels. Not even a 2005 Bison is sitting out there. Of course, all the good stuff is usually where? Inside the rolls. Roll 5 of this current box hunt. I'm not even sure exactly if we've got to find yet, but at the very end, this is actually an ender that was actually facing us, and check it out. Boom. You'll see the front here in a little bit. This is awesome. Civil War nickel in the 5th one, and I was starting to think this was really dry. Yep, should have noticed that from the front, or from the earlier part of the video when I was showing the enders. It's the syphilis one. I don't know what's going on with the face here. That is a 43, so 43 out of San Francisco. Awesome. And on to roll 6. We did not find any more finds on roll 5, but This one also had an ender I thought looked interesting. So I wanted to see if we keep that lucky streak alive. This, however, is not a Civil War nickel. It's got a lot of actually good detail there. I'm kind of wondering if this is just one that looks old. Front is very toned. It's got that late 40s look to it, but we'll find out. And 1980D. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. Okay, still on roll 6 at the very front end of this laydown here. 1956 has popped up. Nice. Let's see if we got a mint mark, and D would be the only mint mark for this. Do you remember 1955 was the last year for San Francisco, at least during this tenure, would be having that mint mark on the back. I think they returned back in 68. I could be wrong on that, by the way. And it is AD for Denver. You live around Denver, that's basically what's going to be the mint mark that shows up the most. Anyway, roll 9 of this new nickel box hunt. And it's gotten a little bit more interesting in the back half of that first 10. Finally have a date popping out from the mix here. 1941. Cool. Now, 41s tend to be very common, but D and an S is always nice to get in this instance. Philly is just very, very common. Lots of it made. Oops, move it around now, eh? Do we have a mint mark? Nope, straight Philly. Cool. Starting to get a little bit more warm on this back half, like I said, of the 10. We've got a little bit more to look at. Bring it back in if something pops up. 10th roll of the box. And we're going to do a little bit more success fail. This was another ender that looked interesting. The Monticello was actually facing on this one that looked old, but the front does not look unold. We'll find out if this is or not. 64, that kind of hurts. I don't remember if there was a mint mark on this or not. There is not, so I can't even look for a repunch mint mark. So we're on to roll 12 of this box hunt. And in the middle of this row, laid out already, this one has popped up. Now, this is a tough one. So, 1942, there were two types. Type 1, which they made at the beginning of 42, has just basically the same nickel content it has always had. And Denver minted one, and Philadelphia minted one. Then there's a Type 2, and they started minting these at the end of 42 because of the war. Nickel was needed, and they started putting silver in there. Usually I can tell when I'm looking at a silver or nickel, and this one's a tough one. It actually has the look of an older 40, but I don't know. Let's slow roll it. Will it have the big mint mark? It does not. So this is Type 1. Do we have a mint mark to go with this? Do not. So that's going to be just a straight Philly. That's cool. I haven't seen one of these for a while in the Type 1 situation. So very, very, very cool. 1942. Yeah, we're still on roll 12 at the very end of the roll. 1957 popped up. It'd be actually nice to find one without a mint mark, but being where I'm at in the Denver metro area, usually it's going to be a D. And there it is. Cool. Nice find. That's the 5th of this hunt so far. We're going to go on to roll 13. On to roll 13. I'm not sure if I have a find here in the basically the beginning of the roll. So I was laying this out. That one looks interesting. It's got a D on the right side there. Looks old, or is it just a dirty coin? We know it's at least 64. 63. Another fail. Woo. Fail city in this house. Roll 14. About, somewhere near the back. Middle, backish. Got another 1956 here. Oh. Do we have... I think I actually need the Philadelphia version, so I need one with no mint mark. Oh! By the way, this would be for the secondary catalog here, but cool. On to roll 15. And this box is steadily getting hotter and hotter as we go. That one's sitting out for us, 1948. The S on this, or if it is an S on this, would be semi-key date, low mintage, which means at least worth a little bit more than regular mintage. But it would need that S mint mark to make it so. No, it's all right. Philadelphia. Let's keep it on there just for a little bit. 1948. Nice find. I believe that is number 7 out of 15 rolls. Pretty good. Still on roll 15. We've got a 1958 coming up. These are one of the coins that I'll show once, and that's about it. Many bets that this is probably AD. Oh, shocker. The only one we have not seen so far is the 59. So 57, 58, 59, I'll show once. That's about it. We still got a little bit more to look at. Roll 16. We have our oldest nickel of this hunt so far. This is a 1940 green nickel. Pretty nice. I do believe this is a Philly with no mint mark because I did have to turn this over to get it on its verse, and that's what it is. Well, still got a whole roll to look at. We'll come back with something shows itself. Roll 18. And we've got another 48 popping its face out there. Already got one from Philly. Once again, an S would be the semi-key date. D would be also nice as well. I think it's a lower mintage. Philadelphia again. So I have a couple of 48s there. Roll 21. Just laid it out. We might have something there. It's kind of hard to tell. I don't think that's a 6. It looks more like a 5. And I know it kind of violates my 58 law, but could be a 38 too, so let's just pull it out and check it out. It does look like it's going to be a 58. Yes. Real quick look. Oh, look at that. 58 out of Philly. Wow. That is a surprise. On to roll 26. At the very, very end. Well, not the end. At least coin-wise it is. We've got a 1952 popping up. Cool. God, if you can just get that 2 to turn into a 0, that'd even be better. Well, either no mint mark, D or S. What are we going to get? It'll be a straight 52. Cool. Philadelphia. Nice. We're going to go on to the next row, which will be 27. Okay, we're on roll 29 of this first box of the 6th hunt of the year. That one definitely looks like it's got something going on there, by the way. This one's sticking out, so that's the one we're looking for with 1941. We got another one here that's got some interesting toning. Let's take a look. 1941, very common year, but it's always cool to get because, boom, 83 years old, just like that. Well, let's see if they have a mint mark. Philadelphia would be the most common. In fact, all of them are pretty common, but San Francisco would be the cool get here. It will be Philadelphia. Okay, ladies and gents, still on roll 29, and that one that I was pointing to in the roll, right next to the 41, there it is. Now, by the way, this was not really peeking out of the roll on the rim part of it, but anyway, cool. It's another Civil War nickel. Question is, will it be another San Francisco? It's already a better looking nickel. Where do we find the mint marks in Civil War nickels? That's right, ladies and gents, right on top of Monticello. It is a D, Denver. Cool. So actually all we need now for the cycle is a Philadelphia Civil War nickel. That would be very interesting. It would be very interesting to get. Cool. Well, roll 31 of this box hunt, Batman says. And I've already went through with a magnifying glass, and I spied something here at the end. May look like a 59, but I believe this is a 1939. That would be the oldest Jefferson we've hit so far. Second year Jefferson. They started in 1938. Catalog-wise, I need the key dates of both D and S in 39. This does not look like it's going to have a mint mark, but we can always dream, right? It's got a lot of wear to it, and usually the ones with wear have been out there and usually will not carry mint marks. But dare to dream. Success or fail. Oops. That's not really a big shocker. But very, very cool. Second year Jefferson. Love finding them. Love to find them. Okay, we are on roll 33. And I've just laid down the roll. And I think we have the 18th nickel. That is older than 1959 right here. It's like 1946. If I can get her out there. Surely is. There are no semi-key dates with 1946, but it is 1946. DNS would be more, let's just say, wanted in this case. And it is a Denver in this case. Cool. On to roll 34. This box continues to be really nice. We're not only getting quantity, but we're getting quality. We've got a couple of things coming in here. You can see the beaver coming out of the woods. 1989. Very, very nice. But let's continue going down the road there. And there's a 64. I'll probably have to look for a D on that one. Look here. 1949. Just had a 46 in the last roll. That sure is what it is. There is a semi-key date with the San Francisco mint. Does look a little bit worn. I'm thinking more Philly or maybe perhaps Denver than San Francisco, but you never know. It is Denver. Cool. I don't think I had a 49 in the last box hunt, so that's kind of cool that we got another 49. We're on to roll 35. And normally I wouldn't even bring this in. This is the very end of this roll. because, oh, we've already found a 1957, but check it out. It's a Philly. We've now found a Philly 58, 57, and believe me, while those are kind of common, I never see these here. So that's actually very cool. Onward. We are on roll 36. We got another find. It's just like every roll. It seems like it has something. When I first saw this, I was going, oh, yeah, that's Jefferson. That's Jefferson. Because, yeah, this is Jefferson. And I was looking, oh, wait a minute. Yeah, I mean, I see the beads there now, but I'm going, oh, that must be Jefferson in a beaver skin cap. It isn't a beaver skin cap, by the way. But here we are. Another. It's another 89. What the heck? I was on for another year, but 289s, that's almost, I don't know what that's almost. I was going to say collection though. No, that would not be even close to a collection though. Roll 39. I just started looking, laid it out, of course, and started throwing out because I didn't see anything. And here pops up 1955. Now, 54 is the last year for all three mints, on the back at least. And so it can only be a D or a Philly. And a Philly is a semi-key date. Can we get the semi-key here? It is a Denver. Cool. We don't have a 55 D yet on our hunt. Pretty good. Yeah, decent shape, I guess. On to roll 41. This still is just a great box so far. Quality and quantity. We are going to have our 23rd find of the roll, or the box, excuse me. Look for the orange U. That means color, ladies and gents. When I see that orange U, that usually means those upper 40s, 46 through 49, and there it is, 47. Now, fairly common date. There are no semi-key dates on the mint marks, but it's always cool to get a D or an S. An S more than a D here. On our 23rd find of this box, it's a Philly. Yeah. Cool beans. Still on roll 41. And I just looked off to the side and go, man, that coin looks awfully strange. That looks like a proof. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? That's exactly what it is. You can see the S in the right-hand corner. It's a 1994 S proof nickel. Let's see if the back looks a little bit better. Yeah, this thing's been in circulation for a little while, but you can see how see that mirror finish. You can see the reflection there. Yeah, that's proof all the way. Nice cameo, by the way. We're here on to roll 42 of this box. Coming to the end, and we've got our 24th find, I believe. And there it is, 1940. This is a 4, very common. The S would be the most preferable out of all of them, but even that's not a semi-key. But yeah, get what you get. It is an S in this case. Nice. I believe, well, no, not quite. This is the second one, so I need a D to get the mint cycle. Anyway, roll 43. It's keep on coming. At the very end, I just noticed this as I was kind of looking through here. This one's just sitting there. 1952. Almost looks like it's silver. I know it's not, by the way. But just the coloring, it's almost prototypical silver. Let's see. There aren't any semi-key dates, but an S would be pretty cool. Ooh, look at that ring of death there. Why would the ring of death be there? It's a weird place for it. It is a D for Denver, I think. Yep, D for Denver. Oh, Batman's thinking of jumping if I don't get a Buffalo nickel. Roll 45. And it just keeps on coming. May not necessarily be quality, but you can see I laid the roll out, started looking through it, and boom. We got a 41. We've got a couple already. I think they're both. They might be both Phillies. I don't know. We'll take a look here later. I think this is find number 26, by the way. It looks pretty used. I want to go with Philly as well. Yep. Boom. Okay, Batman is in his cave, which means that we are done with this first box. 26 finds, including 2 Silver War nickels. Let's take a look at the top, or the enders of a new box. Okay, here is the second box, and these are the enders. And already, off the block, I see a pretty cool coin there. I believe that's a 1995 or a 6. I think it's a 5. But that's cool. That'll be the third Canadian we've had in this box set. We've had a couple earlier, both 89s too, which I find to be very interesting. Anyway, as we continue to look along, an older one, it looks like. It's a Ring of Death on it, but you got some of these newbies as well. I'm kind of seeing a mix. Maybe a little bit more new. That's, yeah, yuck. Or just, maybe a little bit more new than old, but, as is usual, it's the inside that you'll find under stuff. Let's get right to it. Roll 6 of the hunt, and just laid it out here, started searching through, and this came out. I don't even know what's going on here. There is barely any detail on this. I'm going to just real quickly turn it over, though. The reverse is there. But that looks, I'm not sure if that's people damage or min error there. Kind of looks like struck through grease type of a error. But there's, I don't know, it just looks like there's something else going on up here. And it's really hard to read any of this. I mean, you can barely see the Liberty. It might be 1980, but it's really hard to tell from there. The guy we trust is a little bit better, but pretty foggy. And then there's that little dent in the middle of his head. Looks like there's extra stuff going on there, maybe like a cud, but I don't know, can you even melt these things? I don't know if somebody's put I don't know what acid would look like if you put it on there. Very, very interesting. I'll show it to you on the scope. Okay, well, here's the scope. You at least get the top half. I couldn't get all the coin in there. Let's go ahead and go to the right. So there's the reverse again, but here's the bottom part of that strike. Very unintelligible. The closer you get, you're not going to be able to read any of it. Very, very interesting find. On to roll 8. A little bit slow. I mean, we had that maybe error coin and a couple of other minor ones. Not even sure if I have anything here, but it does look old, folks. It is a Philadelphia, obviously. Question is, does it have some age to it? And it is in the 50s. Oh man, 1950 would be really nice. 55. That is a, whoa. It's a semi-key date. I don't know. I kind of spaced out on that. 1955. I want to make sure. Yeah. Semi-key date, folks. Wow. Nothing like being a little surprised. Cool. To roll 11. Batman stares at the empty space. About midway through, we already looked at some coins. This one popped up. One of the cleaner 47s I've seen. There are no semi-key dates. I'm actually, after that 55 popped, I was like, oh, I better figure out and remember the key and semi-key dates too. Usually if we're in Denver, it's going to be a D. There you are. Or is that a S? It actually might be an S. It is an S. Sorry, 47S. Nice. Very cool. Onward. Roll 12 is up to bat. And I've laid it out, and I did see a couple things with the magnifying glass. Yes, 1957. We've seen plenty of those. Denver, shocker. Let's say 58's beaten 57 so far. Take out the 59s. That's a very surprising empty spot, by the way. So down here, I noticed this ender here, and before it even unrolled it, and you can see the 1950. Could it be a 0? No, 52. Cool. I think I've actually had a couple of 52s. I'm just bringing one of these over. Yep. 52's been a hot number today. I don't necessarily know exactly what I've got, but an S would probably be the preferable one here. We'll find out. It is Philadelphia. Anyway, that's a cool catch. We've had 2 finds so far. I wonder if there are any more in here. Roll 16 of this second box of the current hunt. About midway in, 41 has arrived. We actually had 3 already. I'm not sure if how close we are to a mint cycle, but always looking for an S when we get these. It is a Philly. Pretty common, but cool. The same roll at the end of it. We get a candy-coated one here. Ugh. But the thing is, it just happens to be that. And I think that's a 46. I don't think that's 1940. I'll check it on the microscope here. There is no mint marker for that one, so it is Philly. Okay, roll 20 is up to bat. Now, normally I would already have this taken apart, sliced out, but if you remember, this is the one that has the Canadian ender. I believe that's going to be 1995, but very, very cool. Let's go ahead and unwrap. Yeah, so still on roll 20, and there is the Canadian nickel. This is actually the 3rd one now that I've come across. Usually with nickels, it's one and done, and I don't find any more. Canadian pennies, I can sometimes get lots of those. But nickels, like I said, one and done. Now, that's not the only treat here. We got a 47 popping out there in the middle of the roll, or right around it. We've already had, looks like 2 of them. Let's see if we can get one with a mint mark. No semi-key dates on this, but an S would be the most preferable of all of them. I guess Schmooze is the mint mark here. I believe that to be Philly. We're going to go with that. Roll 24 of this second box of the current box hunt. So we're almost about halfway through this box. And I just laid it out, starting to look through things, and that one pops out. 1953. Let me straighten that way you can see it better. 1953 it is. Let's see if we can get a D or an S on this. It is a D, Denver. Cool. Well, I might be back. We'll see if that happens. Still on roll 24, about midway through, and we got this one popping up. That's right, 1949. Always cool to get into the 40s. Let's see if we've got a mint mark. Whoops. Well, you may have already seen. There is none. Boom. Yeah, this would have been a semi-key date. This is the second one we've got. The D was the other mint mark, so one away from the mint cycle on that. Cool. Roll 27, just a little over halfway. We're going to do a little success fail. So a couple of oldies here. That one obviously has a D on the back side of it, so hey. It's got a little bit of age to it. Could be that 50D that we've been looking for, folks. Let's find out. Lots of wear on that front, by the way. I don't know why I'm slow rolling Liberty. We knew that was going to be on there. It's going to be in the 40s. 42. Oh, it's Type 1, 1942D. I do know the secondary does not have the 42D in it, so that's actually a very cool find. Primary, yeah, I've had that for quite a while. So, very cool success on that one. Nice. Sorry, I kind of went to the wrong one on that one. This one's in the back. It's kind of the same situation. It's got definitely a little age to it, although I would say now, looking at Monticello, he had a pretty good detail to that. I can't remember which way we're going. Oops, sorry. Pretty good wear on the portrait. This is either or on this one. It is also 40s. 48. Go. So a couple of good finds. A 42D and a 48 Philly. We did not have a mint mark on there. On to roll 28 of this second box of our current box hunt. And I've already laid this out, started checking through nickels. We're about midway in, I would say. We've actually got a couple of finds. There's one of them right there. 48. Now, if there's an S on here, we've got another semi-key date. Let's say the wear pattern probably will say no. Is a Denver. Cool. And then we got one right up here, 1956. I believe this is the only year we have a mint cycle so far. Of course, there's only 2 mints for 1956, so cycling on a 2 mint thing is not very tough. 1956. It's either a D or no mint mark, and since I'm in Denver, D is probably the order of the day. Yes, it is. Cool. Okay, on to roll 30. And right about in the middle, this is kind of where we're at. I'm starting to look through here. We've got a 1946 that popped up. Pretty common date, but it's always nice to get something in the 40s. Let's see if it's got a mint mark. We have not seen a mint mark yet. We've got 2 other 46s over there. They're Phillies. Oh, I got a Denver. Cool. So, nice find. Just real quickly, roll a go. We've got a 1958 here in very nice condition. This could be an upgrader on one of the albums. See, it's a Denver, but really great condition. Of course, no steps. On to roll 31. Well, Batman levitates. Just laid this out. We're going to do a little bit of success fail. I see these a lot where the dirt is kind of encrusted on the perimeter of the letters. Usually means it's actually got a little bit of age to it. Let's find out. Makes the letters stand out a lot more. Well, there's 40s, and it's 47. Almost every time I see that, see the Liberty there, even in Trust, you just got a lot of dirt on the perimeters of the letters themselves. Anyway, 47s, we've had 3 so far. This would be nice. Nothing's really worth too much, but the S would be the better date if we do get something. Nope. Philadelphia it is. Still cool. That is find number 45. 19 of this box. It's almost at 20. Will we get to 50? Roll 33 of this second box of our current hunt, and at the very end of it, which one of these is least likely to be in the 50s? There you are. The one that's actually blazing over here. Unbelievable. You know, a lot of these coins I've been getting here kind of seem like new-ish. Not a lot of toning, things like that. That thing is stunning. I would be very surprised if this does not take a place in the primary. 1953. Let's see if we've got a mint mark. I want to just touch the rim on this one, by the way. Look at how beautiful that thing is. It's a 53D. Now the question is, do we have any steps to it? Okay, here it is up on the scope, and you know what? Yeah, there's some marks and whatnot. This is pretty magnified here. There's a little bit of steppage there. Not enough to get full steps or any of those kind of step things because they got too much marks and whatnot. But usually these things aren't even close, even though the rest of the coin looks beautiful. Okay, we are on roll 42. Actually, kind of hit a dry spot. It's been about 8-9 rolls since anything has popped up, but we do have one at the end of the roll here as I was searching through here. There's another 1955. Nice red U around the perimeter of the portrait in the lettering. Question is, could this be another semi-key date? It is not. 55D, nice. Okay, roll 43, excuse me, I almost said 47. Just get starting to look at the first part of the roll and get ourselves a 1954. And sure, I don't think we've even found a 54. It's funny how I had 8 54Ds on one box hunt, but I haven't found any 54s yet. And that actually is a 54. It is actually Denver. I almost thought it was San Francisco for a second. Well, I do have a little bit more to look for. Okay, we are on roll 45, nearing the end of this box hunt, and at the very end, we have finally gotten 1959. It's taken almost all the way through the box hunt itself. I just want to make sure that 5 is not a 3, but no, that's a 59, I think. That's a 5. Anyway, by the way, there's 57 over there as well. It is a Denver. I've already checked, but cool. I think we're at 65 or 55. Excuse me. Pretty cool. 46 of this hunt. Just laid out the roll and checked it with the micros or my magnifying glass. And you can see 1940 popping out of there. As we've said before, a very common date. Like to see S's and D's come out of this. More S's than anything else. Philadelphia. Roll 48. Couple rolls left in this hunt. And I should say about midway through this roll. 1954 has popped up. Just got some nice toning to it. I guess there is a mint mark that looks like an S. Straight out of Compton or straight out of San Francisco. Nice. One roll left. This is roll 49. And I've just started looking through this roll. And we got another 1940. We need, I believe... Actually, I don't think we have an S anyway. It is straight to Philadelphia, which kind of makes sense. It's pretty worn. Okay, so that is the end of our box hunt. Number 6 in the books. We had a total of 54 finds. 26 in the first box and 28 in the second box. Here are coins. Look at all those things. Wow. It's over a roll of it, so we'll try to go through this pretty quickly. There's 1940 right there. They're all Philly, except for that one right there. We do have a San Francisco. 1941, all Philly. 1942, I haven't seen type 1s a whole lot lately, and got both of them. Both Philly and Denver. 1946, got 3 from Philly and 1 from Denver. Got the mint cycle for 1947, a couple from Philly, 1 from Denver, 1 from San Francisco. 1948, all of them are from Philly. 1949, 1 Philly, 1 Denver. 1952, we've got a couple of Phillies and 1 Denver. 1953, we've got a couple of Denvers. I'll show you the second one here in a little bit. 1954, we got the mint cycle. No, we don't have the mint cycle for that. We do not have Philadelphia, but we do have DNS. 55, there's a couple of D's. We do have another 55, which I will show you in a little bit. 1956, do have the mint cycle for that. Not tough to get. There's only 2 of them. Looks like 1 for Denver, or 1 for Philly there, and then a bunch for Denver. Got a few, 1 from 57. Actually, we got a couple of Phillies, and I don't usually get Phillies. So 57, 58 have a couple there. We've got a bunch of Denvers, 57, 58. Got that one late. Usually 59. I've got just as many 57s and 58s as I have 59s. Not today. The cool thing about this hunt is the quality. Quantity is awesome, but quality is pretty cool too. 1939, Philadelphia. We got a couple of Civil War nickels. 43. And I gotta remind myself of what the mint mark is. San Francisco. This is going to be the big one. You'll get to see why when we get to the catalogs, the collection books. That one is Denver. 1955, that is a semi-key date out of Philadelphia. Take a look at that shiner from 53. Normally I would not have 53D up here because it's pretty common, but in that condition, that's going to replace something, I can already tell you. 1994 I would not usually have up here, except you can see the mint mark. Yes, it is a proof coin. Not in the greatest of conditions, of course. And then there's the Elephant Man of Nickels. I have no idea what date that is. Probably a mid-error. That's about all I can really say about that. Pretty cool. Especially when you consider, sorry about the shadow there. The back looks perfectly fine. And then we've got 3 Canadians. That's the most Canadians I've ever gotten. And look at that. I got 2 of the same. Well, Can't always get everything, but pretty cool. I usually get maybe just one. That's the most I think I've gotten from Canadian nickels. Pretty cool. I have not checked for varieties. That's what I will do next for varieties, RPMs, in other words, repunch mint marks, things like that, Hennings. There are a few to look for that. And then we'll look for we'll check out the collection books. It's time for catalog or collection book time. I did check for varieties. Nothing happening there. No Hennings. Just nothing, which is fine. But we do. This is of course, the primary collection, and this is the big moment. We actually have a filler. The 43, of course, on here it says steel. But anyway, there she is. Nice and neatly in there. You can see 4 more left on there, and there's the 2 there. Everything is good here. Oh, wait a minute. We have upgrades. That 50 AD, and then of course that gorgeous. I left the old one here just to show the difference. Are you kidding me? I even hate to put my finger on it because it's pretty close to being a UNC Unk uncirculated. But those will be upgrades there. 6 more holes. Finally, after, God, it's been several months since I've been able to fill something on this one. Very cool. Secondaries, it keeps catching up. It's kind of funny watching the secondary grow. Sorry. I thought I was looking at the side one there. Here's a filler here, the 42D that we got. This is definitely a better date when you do get these, but I haven't seen a 42D Type 1 for quite a while. I'll put that in better later. But as you can see, I almost have the same things to fill over here. And then I believe we had a filler over here on the 55. We got that semi-keyed 855. Boom. Everything is filled over on that one. There are actually 9 spots left on the secondary. I do have a third collection book going as well, but I'm not going to show that. It's getting there too, by the way. This was a great hunt. Quality and quantity. Got a couple of Civil War nickels. Got a semi-keyed 8. Got a really messed up nickel that looks like it was a mint error. Or not, but it's still pretty cool. Got a proof nickel in there. And then got some really cool shiners like that 1953D. Very, very fun to do. Hope you enjoyed it. Whether you're watching just little sections or pieces or the whole thing. God love you if you're watching the whole thing. I know these get a little bit long. Anyway, we're going, I guess, next to a penny hunt. So I'll be back with that in the coming days. Have a great week or great weekend, depending on when or where you're seeing this. We will see you next time. Cheers.